Hey everyone, have I here bring another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the Extreme Z Awakening 4, the Dokkan Festival exclusive Strength Ultimate Gohan, and provide you some Extreme Z battle builds to help you along the way. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And here we are, another Dokkan Festival exclusive category EZA. That's always exciting because we have some just OG nostalgia type of units back in the day that are like, oh, they're obsolete and we would like to use them again. And that's really what EZAs are all about. And this is absolutely one of those units here in Strength Ultimate Gohan. And of course, this is going to be the best Ultimate Gohan they're able to use because the Tech Ultimate Gohan is actually a transforming unit. So you actually can use those both on the same team. So that's going to be fun there. Now let's go ahead and look at the stats and see how this unit ended up increasing its ability here. I think they did a very good job. So these category 130 leads, no surprise here, it's basically doing the same thing. It increased its attack 130% leader skill for Hybrid Saiyans, and now it's 170% across the board. So it is Hybrid Saiyans, Ki +3, HP and attack and defense 170%. Again, no surprise there. The super attack, I think they did a good job here. It's interesting that they are increasing the raises attack Kaioken mechanic to greatly raises attack, so from 30% to 50% SA multiplier, and then you add it greatly raises the defense for one turn, and that's going to be a 50% increase as well, and causes immense damage to the enemy. I always remind people, immense damage, EZA immense damage, is the highest SA multiplier in the game. Don't know why they built it that way, because the SA25 for LR EZA doesn't have the higher multiplier the immense damage does, and now you're actually on the super attack here, greatly raises attack 50% on top of that. So very, very strong, I believe so. The longer you're going to run this unit here, the harder it's going to hit. Now the passive skill, I think they did it's a lot of lines here comparable to the one line here. They did a okay job. There's definitely could have been a little bit of improvement, but all in all, this is going to be a lot more usable than it was before. Primarily the initial attack and defensive boost. It was 120% to attack only, no defensive increase there. Now it's attack and defense 158%. So yes, they added 158% defense right off the bat with the SA. Boost there for defense. So yeah, this is absolutely now usable in today's world. On top of that, you're going to get super class allies defense 50%, which it had before, but you're also going to get an additional Ki +2 and 30% to attack if your super class allies are entrusted will category units. So that's a little bit for me. It's like, that's good that you're getting an additional boost there. But I would have liked to see a couple other categories, right? Maybe Hybrid Saiyans would have made a lot more sense than just Entrusted Will. Maybe even Goku's family, right? Savior, something like that. Or they could have just said, hey, superclass allies, Ki +2, attack 30%, 50%, right? That would be amazing, and this unit be incredibly useful for all the categories that's in, being that it being an amazing support unit there that way. So that's probably my only issue there, because the other thing here is most people was really wanting this unit to have guard against all attacks at all times, like the Tech Ultimate Gohan, the transformation one. But this one's going to have a high chance to guard all attacks. Now, once it does activate, it does become an incredibly strong unit, because you just have to proc it, which is a 50%. I would love to see like Great Chance. Great Chance would have been better at 70%, but 50% chance you proc it. For the next 4 turns, you're able to guard attacks, no problem. You're just going to go, okay, gotcha. I procced, great, next 4 turns, I'm going to be, a tank here. It's going to guard against all attacks, and on top of that, you're going to get an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So 50% chance of becoming a super attack for the next 4 turns. And then after the 4 turns, you're going to have to proc again. And then you have that 50% chance of not procking. And you're like, oh man. But then you try to proc again afterwards. But once you proc 4 turns, that's not bad to have this unit just become incredibly strong. Because remember, every time you super attack, you greatly raises your attack multiplier by 50%. And still get an additional 50% to defense. So if you have that additional SA plus an additional SA, plus if you have your potential system proc as well, you can have 3 super attacks, fly off, and that's going to really boost up everything there. And again, it greatly raises attack, is Kaioken mechanic, so it's indefinite. It's going to continue to stack. So I think they did a good job. Like I said, the only issue I had is the Entrusted Will. I would have liked to see a couple more options on there. But anyway, Link skills, all in the family, Saiyan lineage, V fighters, Infighter, Shocking Speed, Power Bestowed by God, Fierce Battle, categories, Hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu, Saga, Goku's Family, Siblings Bond, Revenge, Rapid Growth, Savers, Powerful Comeback, and Trusted Will. So 9 categories. It's definitely going to be useful in every single one of those. And then the stat boost, really nice stat boost. HP from 15,000 to 18,000, attack goes from 17 to 20, and then defense, small increase from 9.6 to 10.9, so almost 11,000 there. Again, gonna be highly flexible and useful. So if you don't have them, I wouldn't say summon for them, but hopefully you maybe can pick them up with a red coin or something. So anyway, let's dive into now the Extreme Z battle. So how to actually Extreme Z awaken this unit, and we quite know now Dokkan Festival exclusive EZAs are much harder than the general ones, right? You got the LR ones, which are kind of hard at times. Then you have the Dokkan Festival exclusive ones, which are, I would say, right on par. Probably the hardest ones are the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs. But here you're like, oh, okay, this is going to be weak against Majin Buu Saga. And Majin Buu Saga has a huge catalog, but they threw a curveball. At level 15, it's going to start having damage reduction against Super type. So all those units that you're like, oh, this is going to be easy. You're like, wait a minute. Majin Buu Saga Extreme units. What do we have? So Extreme AGL is going to be your go-to if you have those, but that's going to be very limited. Again, this is going to be a strength type, super strength type fight here, so AGL is going to be your type advantage, and of course Extreme units are pretty much the only option you have at level 15 and above. So let's look at the team that I'm actually going to be bringing. I'll probably make some tweaks, but this was the team that I formulated right off the bat here. Oops, actually, before I dive into that, the Extreme AGL units that I'm actually going to use here, or these are actually the only options you have. Let me take that back. So these are the units that you actually have choices with, being that Majin Vegeta, LR Majin Vegeta, the EZA, is going to be your best unit. If you don't have this unit here, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to complete the EZA. This is going to be your highest damage dealer. He fits the bill for everything, right? He's also an EZA LR, and that's going to be great. Now the other useful unit that you're going to be running is the LR Babidi and Deborah. It's a support unit. It's not going to do much damage comparable to maybe some other units here, especially Majin Vegeta, but that's another unit you're probably going to bring on the team. And then the Bukalo is another one. The rest, they're like, especially the EZA OG Buu, that's like not even really a useful unit at all. So very light on options on Extreme AGL. And these are really the 5 options you have. Now, switching over, now I'm going to talk about the team that I want to bring, and that's going to be this team here. So I'm going to be bringing 3 of the Extreme AGL units on the team. Having the STR Kid Buu, the Dokkan Festival exclusive Kid Buu, that's going to be my leader. Then the LR EZA Majin Vegeta, then the Deborah Babidi, then you have the Bukalo, right? So the other 2, you can kind of change it up a little bit. So I'll give you the options in a second, but I'm going to bring Buff Buu and then the Transformation Tech Buu there. There's not really other options that I think that are so much better. They're options, but these are the 2 that just came to mind. And as a friend, you do have an option here. You have some flexibility. Instead of maybe using another strength Buu there, the strength Buu is actually only 130% boost to defense. So if you bring Majin Vegeta as a friend, now you can't bring Majin Vegeta on your team because you need to have AGL LR Extreme Majin Vegeta to as your top damage dealer, so you can't bring it on the team, but you can bring it as a friend. And doing so, because he's 170% to across the board for Majin Buu Saga units, and for Gifted Warriors, you're actually going to get a boost of 30% there. That's going to be very, very beneficial for some of these units, especially the Majin Vegeta. So I recommend you bring the 200% lead int Majin Vegeta unit as your friend if you're going to be running a team very similar to this. Now, again, I mentioned you do have some options on the bottom too, but before I go into that, this is going to be my rotations. I'm just going to beef up and max out with the boost and everything, because Majin Vegeta does not link well with any of these units. Alright, so don't worry about the links there. Just we're going to boost them up with the Babidi and Deborah, and then have these other units as floaters, and then we're going to have Bukalo and Kid Buu as the other damage dealers is there. So the other sub units to this are, the Evil Buu. Yeah, it's an option. Again, not great options. The reason why I don't have the LR Gohan on here is because he's type disadvantage. So kind of put him on here on the bottom. I'll give it a shot, give him a try if he's going to get hit extremely hard, right, as a top disadvantage unit. But it is a Majin Buu Saga unit. I want to see how much damage he actually eats. And I don't know how much damage he's actually going to do unless he crits. So that's an option there. There's some even worse options like Physical Deborah. I haven't even put the options on there, but I would say here are your choices, and the bottom two are interchangeable. This unit here and this unit are interchangeable. So if you don't have these units here, you can try to find some other units you can run. So now the funny thing is, if you don't have the Majin Vegeta, the LR1, and some of you guys don't, then you can then use the Int Majin Vegeta as a substitution, or even as a leader, because if you have it as a leader, then you can actually switch out, and the leader could be Majin Vegeta, and if you don't have the Kid Buu, you would probably just put Kid Buu as the other unit. And unfortunately, if you don't have Strength Kid Buu, then you're running Int EZA Kid Buu. That's a a downgrade for sure, but still, I would say still completable. It's going to be very, very hard without LR Majin Vegeta. Free to play, on the other hand, I don't even know, man. I was like, man, what do you do in free to play? Yeah, like, but Babidi Deborah is going to be your leader, and again, I don't know. So for those who are free to play players out there, as a full free to play team, you're going to have to bring super units, and those guys aren't going to do any damage. And then on top of that, since they're not doing any damage, they're just going to have to hold back and just be some defensive units as floaters. And I don't see really any unit here going to do a lot of damage that's going to give you the opportunity to finish out a free-to-play run here. But anyway, that's the question. Is free-to-play actually doable? So anyway, this is the team that I'm going to be bringing here, or variation of it. I think the first 4 for sure I'm going to be bringing. The other 2, question mark there, and I'll be bringing a friend in Majin Vegeta. So hopefully this helps here. Now, again, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, let me know how you feel about Ultimate Gohan and his stats and everything here, and then good luck on completing the EZA events here, and of course grab your Dragon Stones, and if you're gonna go to all the way to what, 77 or whatever. I haven't even done one level at 77, by the way. So anyway, so with that, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.